Giving your agency a decent design brief can save you a lot of time and money, as it ensures that the creatives understand what is required and focus their energies in the right direction. Of course, the content of the brief will vary hugely depending on what outputs are required, but there are some definites in terms of key points to include which you should try to keep in mind. First off, what is your top-line objective? For example, is it to generate sales or perhaps to build brand identity? Maybe you're looking to educate your audience or simply to share important information. Whatever your objective, it will help both you and your agency to state it from the outset and ensure that everybody keeps their eye on the ball. Next, try to include a company profile. Although you would hope that your agency will have the nous to find out something about you, they won't start out with the same understanding as you will about exactly what your business does, the industry you operate in, or who your competitors are. A part of this is likely to be about your audience. In thinking about your audience, you should remember that you may need to make a distinction between your company's target market as a whole and those individuals who this particular design brief is aimed at. Try to think about age, gender, location and occupation, as these would all influence the execution of the final piece. What tone do you need to set? Informative, solid and professional, or maybe friendly and approachable? Don't be afraid to supply examples of other designs, however random, which set the right tone for you, as these would also help provide a framework for the creatives to work within. If there is other existing company literature or corporate guidelines that it needs to fit in with, you should supply this too. Okay, so you've now set out your stall. It's time to get down to the nitty-gritty, which will enable your agency to advise and quote you accurately. What outputs do you need? A brochure, a website, an advertising campaign? Maybe a combination of different items? Be as precise as you can, or if you're not sure of the best medium to get your message across, don't be afraid to ask your agency for advice. If it's something potentially complex, such as a website, then you need to give an idea of what sort of functionality you require. It's also key to tell your agency where the content is coming from, as this will dramatically affect the time they spend on your project and how they approach it. Are you supplying your own fully proofed text, or would you like your agency to copyright for you? Do you need bespoke photography, or will you be supplying images of your own? And crucially, just what is the quantity of content that needs to be covered? Enough for a couple of pages, or a multi-layered document? Finally, you should really try to give your agency a budget and realistic timescales to work to, rather than expecting them to pluck something out of the air. It's too easy for an agency to overcook or undercook a project. Much better for them to tailor their response to your expectations and your requirements. After all, you want your chosen agency to be working with you rather than against you, and you should be able to trust them to come up with the goods if you've given them the right information in the first place. I hope that's been helpful. You can download notes from this video along with a template document on the contacts page of our website.